Hello, and welcome to What Would That Mumsy Do? So today, I want to go ahead and talk about goal setting. I feel like I am my own worst critic. Like, literally, I get in my head, and then I feel discouraged, and then I don't even want to try, and it's this horrible, vicious cycle where I just don't end up accomplishing anything that I intended to, because why? I mind fuck myself out of it, and out of any potential opportunity that I had. Okay, so how do we even prepare, right? How do you prepare for goal setting? Do you post your ambitions? Do you write them down? Like, how do you participate in personal accountability, right? I feel like personal accountability is being able to call myself out, honestly, and face the realities that I didn't necessarily want to initially. Like, I didn't want to face the fact that I didn't accomplish any of the goals that I set this week. So I'd rather just not talk about it, right? So instead of doing that, I have to figure out why accountability is important. Like, why? And then I got to thinking, and I thought, wait a minute, it's crucial to goal setting. It's not like I'm gonna get like in this horrible trouble, or I'm gonna go to oh, God forbid, let's knock on a wall, to jail for not accomplishing my personal goals for the week, right? So it's like, if I don't have this, extreme accountability to fear, then how do I push myself enough to create personal accountability to where I still get shit done, right? I feel like ultimately you can't hold yourself accountable in a way like that you're never going to want to even try. You have to just make sure that you're holding yourself accountable in doses, okay? That's the best way I can say it. Like, don't you mind fuck yourself so much to where you don't even want to try, or you don't want to continue, or you feel like, okay, you know what? I already fucked that up way too much. I'm not even going to try it again. I just feel like ultimately, if you don't hold yourself accountable, shit won't get done. And that's a simple reality. Instead of building your dreams, you're building up like this list of excuses because you just feel like, you know what? I'm pregnant. I have kids. I have to go to work. I have to do this, that, and the other thing. And you know what? I just can't. There's just not the time. But like when I stop and think about like when I actually was working and in a position, I kept thinking like, wait a minute, like at my job, I knew that if I did not complete my core roles, that I will be held accountable. Like I knew that. So with knowing that and having this fear of some sort of repercussions, that would like make my environment, ultimately uncomfortable there. I just like, that was my, okay, I know I need to get shit done because I felt like I had to. Okay. Yeah. But now I'm a stay-at-home mom. Now I don't have, my boss to hold me accountable. So how do I get shit done? Right. If I want to complete something, no one's going to punish me, for not. So that thought comes in my head. But the point is, like, I need to alter my own mindset just enough to where I hold myself accountable. I'm not saying like I'm going to go put myself in the fucking corner and put my knees on rise and until I have to pee, like some sort of Malcolm in the Middle type of torture. Like, that's not the case. Like, that would be an extreme reason for me to be like, oh fuck, I'm not going to scare myself straight. Like, I don't like to do any form of something that's going to make me uncomfortable, because I feel like your environment's everything, and you need to ultimately have your mind right to accomplish things. That's just plain and simple. So I was trying to think of like what examples I would think of to hold myself accountable, right? So what I did was I got a calendar and I put it on my wall, mainly because I needed something to hit me in the face and let me know of the shit that I did not get done each day, and so that I could properly plan and disperse all the shit that I needed to do so that I could still feel like I'm accomplishing things, right? But I needed to physically see it so then I could put a check mark on the shit that I did get done. So it helped in holding me accountable, as well as like seeing my own personal progress, right? If that doesn't work, like if you're like, I don't want a fucking calendar. You have a phone. We're on our phones a large portion of the day, right? Why are we not utilizing the resources that are on there? Like setting a timer, setting some sort of plan, anything that like is towards your ultimate goal, some kind of reminder, right? If you have a fucking spouse, tell them shit that you need to do. Tell them things that you need to do, or anything that you need or want to accomplish, so that they can be your personal reminders as well. I feel like there's ways to think outside the box to where you can get support on your own personal accountability without it being excruciating. And that's the point that I want to get across here. I feel like the best way that works for me is creating a 3, 6, and 9 month goal plan. So how I do that is I have a journal. Each week I like to create a personal goal that supports my 3-month goal. Or if I pass my 3-month goal, that I want to support my 6-month goal. And then my 9-month goal, right? So every day I think about dedicating 1 hour. It could be 1 hour shit. If I can't get that hour in, I will do 30 fucking minutes. The whole point is to dedicate some portion of my day either on researching, planning, or just simply mentally preparing myself for the necessary steps it takes to achieve your goals. Because I can say, okay, I want to have this and this, this and that, right? But then I forget that there's actions required. I forget, oh, you know what? I'm going to post about it, but I'm putting more effort and energy into the post rather than researching what it actually takes to qualify for that goal, right? So I feel like we need to take a step back in a sense, instead of publicizing all of our goals and aspirations, just keeping some things to ourselves, so that we don't get discouraged if things don't work out necessarily the way that we initially intended. I just feel like ultimately you won't feel like you're accomplishing things if you don't see it, okay? Well, at least for myself. So after, I've set some goals and I've dedicated an hour to myself, I'm going to continue this. I'm going to continue this cycle like every fucking month, okay? And then before I know it, I'm probably not going to have to write every fucking thing that everything down. Because right now I'm like, oh, need to do this, done this, did that. Still need to spend 5 minutes here. Like, I write everything down to a T. But there's going to be a point where these things come more natural and you're not going to feel so discouraged for not accomplishing things so quickly. Simply because you will have like this documented diary of your progress and your setbacks. So you can physically see what you're doing and what you've done so far, what still needs to be done. And that's why I think it's important to, whether you're going to write on your phone, your calendar, your journal, diary, whatever, just to keep some sort of documentation. So it's like a personal credibility. It's a way to hold yourself accountable and to remind yourself like, okay, you know what? I've done this. I've already got this far. Like, let me fucking keep going. I've had like 8 setbacks. Shit. Well, let's make it 9. Let's fucking keep going. Whatever. Ultimately, you have to just, alter your mindset just enough or nothing will ever go your way. Like, being able to be supportive of your damn self is so important. And I feel like we forget that, right? We really do. Because we're just thinking about all the things that we need to get done. And then I feel like we guilt trip ourselves consistently, or should I fucking do? So today, what are you gonna do towards your goals? Let's talk about your goals. Today, get a journal, get a piece of paper, whatever you want to do, really just start. Like, you have nothing to lose, nothing at all, but you have every fucking thing to gain. So with that, long rant or rant-a-poo, I hope some portion of this is helpful. I just feel like I thank you so much for listening, my loves. I really, 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 really want us to, conquer this whole life thing. And I feel like I'm going to continue to share I feel like these are like life hacks. Like, what would that mumsy do to get through fucking life today? Basically, that's what this is. Well, thank you. Have a great weekend, my loves. This is What Would That Mumsy Do? This is your host, Trace. And stay safe. Bye.